I'm Sam Mitchell, and these are my stories. Howdy, folks. I hope we're having a good day today. So, for this episode, I thought I would talk about autistic people making friends and getting a girlfriend. I hope you know which one you would like, because I would like both. But anyway, the way that autistic people make friends is by being themselves. And I am sure if they do that, one person in their school district or just the world will make friends. What I mean by this is if they try with anyone, and I mean anyone, someone will do it. You just gotta trust your gut. And I know someone will. I already have friends, and they did it. I trusted my gut, man, and they did it. However, I would be very careful with school, because I feel like when I am in school, I really get frustrated because I just want them to be themselves, but at the same time, they are busy inside that school. I struggle with that because I sometimes feel like it is my fault, or I think it's either their fault and I get mad. When you go into school, you have to stay vigilant, and it's a busy place, and it makes people more reserved for some reason. I don't understand why, but it just does. So the way to handle that is, instead of focusing on people, focus on what you go to school to do. And that's something that you cannot help, but I am sure that it's actually a really good starting point. But it's not a good spot to keep your friends at. Because, however, when I get outside of school, it works better for me because I am not focused on anything other than having a ball with my friends. So I think it's better to make friends through different things, such as in-school programs or outside of school programs, or maybe you can even join an autism group or join a sports team. Sports teams will help you. Or volunteer somewhere. Volunteer at your nearest community kitchen. You might make a friend there. Or just use my favorite thing. And my favorite thing is dun dun dun, social media. I feel like social media works better because it's a good starting point. Now, before it wouldn't be, but with the world in 2019 and actually by maybe 2020, it's better for all of us because it's a good starting point, and that's the best way because you're not face to face with them yet. You're to yourself, and that phone is like a wall protecting you. Now, I'd like to talk from the beginning of making friends to the end, okay, and what you need to do and what parents need to do at each age. So at a young age, what I think you should do as parents is to get your child to play with your child's friends. With your parents' friends. This would help because a spark might happen and they just made a permanent friend. What I mean by this, parents, is if you get a friend and that person has a child, try to get your childs together because you never know. A spark might happen. My parents have some friends, and I've hit off with some of their kids. So if it works for me, it'll probably work out for you. When they get into the teen world, they must branch out of their parents' help, and they must learn how to make friends on their own. Now, unfortunately, I really hate to say this, but if your son or daughter does struggle socially around some people, it does turn them off. Now, what I mean by this is if your autistic kids say the wrong thing at the wrong time to the wrong person, that person is going to get turned off. But you know what I have to say? I have to say that it's not their fault. It's their fault because it's the other person's loss if your son or daughter with autistic doesn't make that friend, because it's kind of a shame they're not accepted, and in my eyes, through them, they're being bratty. But, however, if you find the right person, they will accept you, and they will find the good in you that everyone should find in you, and that I find in you too, and that person will talk to you. I think a video from Facebook, when I watched it, said it best. It said, people with autism want friends who will take the time to know them. And that's actually true, because I want friends. I want friends who will take the time to know me, and that we can grow and learn each other and learn what we like and learn our interests. I want people to know me. I want people to know Sam Mitchell. Now, we autistic ones have trouble understanding friendships and establishing them. So I'm going to help you guys out a little bit because I have some tricks and some tips and some steps. Okay, step 1, we need to understand friendships. Some ways to understand friendship is make your own friendship goals. Okay, what I mean by this, what goals you have with this person if you want to become their friend? Do you want this person to be funny? Do you want to be funny? I mean, what goals do you want with that person? Another tip is avoid people who are judgy. This means that if this person's judgy, don't be their friend because they might turn on you and manipulate you. I'm just saying it's because I really care about you guys. So, avoid judgy people because not everyone in this world is judgy. I bet you there are more non-judgy people than judgy people. Also, understand the online versus personal. Online versus personal, there's no winner. They're all the same because right now, I text a friend and I can only text him because I'm so busy, and he's an online friend at the moment. But understand that if it stays online, that's really okay. But if it grows, that'd be awesome. But if it stays online, it's okay. But if it's personal, that's even better because it's a face-to-face, and you could see them. You could visually talk to them. You could figure out who they are. But online's just the same because if you text them so much and video chat and Facebook with them and Snapchat with them, they will see the real person, and they will know and get to know you. Another tip that I want to talk about is the disabled equals non-disabled. They're the same people. Don't just be friends with disabled people. Have a mixture. Because if you're friends with disabled, chances are you're going to have some struggles and hard communication skills or have trouble communicating with them. But non-disabled means it's just the same thing is the point I'm trying to get across. Because they're the same people. I mean, you might have this one person who's in a wheelchair, but you might have this other person who has 2 capable feet, and they're the same person, or they're good people. So don't judge it on whether they have a disability or not. Have a mixture. Because if one person has a wheelchair, that's awesome. And if this person does have a wheelchair and they have 2 capable feet, that's still cool. Just have a mixture of both. Now, this is a big one I want to talk about because you guys need to understand friendships take time. And to be honest with you, I struggle with that too because I believe that if it was me and if I could wake up, I'd be like, abracadabra, friend. But we can't do that. We have to take some steps to do that. We have to take time. Now, granted, if it was me, I would just be like, boom, friend. But obviously, it's not like that. So we have to do the steps. We have to make friends. We have to wait for times. We have to wait for times to talk to them. We have to make time if we can. We have to wait for opportunities and make opportunities too. Also, make sure your life is balanced and you have time for other things than just making friends. Make everything even because here's the deal. I don't want you all just to focus on being friends. You all have a life. You guys might want to make friends, but you got to focus on football. You might have friends, but you might need to focus on basketball. Or you have friends, but you might need to worry about raising your grades up. You might want to make friends, but you have to worry about a big club activity that you're doing. So just make friends, but make sure you have time for everything else, and make sure you also have a life, and not just be obsessed with friends. Don't be like friends. Now that we understand friendships, let's move on to building friendships. So what you need to do now is you need to approach someone who you're interested with friendship-wise at the right time. I cannot stress that more enough. Make sure if you make a friend and you talk to them, make sure it is at the right time. Because if you find a friend and they're talking to their other friends, or they're busy with sports or clubs, or just a busy person right now, or just really busy at the moment, then there's a higher chance they're going to ignore you. And not to hurt your feelings or to be a brat, but because they're busy and they're really focused and you cannot bother them. It's not the right time. But there are still some times, like some good times would be maybe at lunch, or maybe use social media, or maybe at church when they're not doing their prayers or whatever. You just got to find the right time to talk to them. Another tip would be find out what are some non-autistic behaviors. So you guys have autism, and you have some behaviors that you guys cannot help. All right, I have some autistic behaviors that I cannot help. So maybe what you guys should do, and what I need to do, is figure out what are some non-autistic behaviors. Like, for example, maybe you don't have good eye contact. Okay, I have horrible eye contact. Like, I'll talk to you, but I don't look at you that well. I don't have the best eye contact. But apparently, people who don't have autism have better eye contact than someone with autism. And maybe you have a behavior like maybe when you're stressed, maybe you scratch your armpit. I don't know, but maybe when you're stressed, you scratch your armpit, and maybe they don't. Maybe they have other techniques. I'm just saying it's better to learn what behaviors would be autistic and what behaviors would be considered non-autistic. The final way to build friendships is to talk to people. Here's the deal with this one is if you talk to people and talk to different people and not the same person, chances are you might spark it off with someone. Like, for an example, if you talk to person A and you don't hit it off, okay, whatever, move to person B, and you spark, and you guys talk, and you guys keep talking for a while, and you keep talking, and you keep talking. You guys might be friends, but you gotta talk to different people to find the right person. And eventually you will. Trust me, you will. But then after you succeed, don't just talk to that one person. Make sure you keep talking to other people, because you might make more friends. Now, granted, you won't do it. It won't happen to everyone, but the more you talk to people, the more high chance of friends you will make. Now, autistic people have different strategies in making friends, like they'll use their gentleman gestures, or maybe they'll cook a good meal, or maybe they'll just talk to people, and maybe they'll be energetic. Who knows? Each one has a different strategy, but I have a strategy myself that I like to talk about. My strategy is humor and being sweet. As I said before in a previous episode, I think I am funny, and I think I have made some people laugh who I do not consider my friend. And with this one is I'm a very talkative person, and people who I don't talk to that often, I made them laugh before. Like the other day, I made someone in school laugh the other day, and I didn't even know them that well. And I think with my humor, I have scored some people. Also, with me being sweet, this is like one of my true things when I look for, because there are 3 things that I want you to know that I'm your friend. 1, I look out for you. Okay, what I mean by this is when you become my friend, you're welcome into a family. You're welcome to the Sam Mitchell family. And in my eyes, that's a huge family to be a part of, and a huge privileged family. And I also try to show them that I am a safe zone, because I have been through a lot, and I could talk to you about anything. Like if you have an issue going on at home, if you have issues with your grandparents, talk to me about it. I'm a safe zone. You can say anything you want in front of me, issue-wise. And you can also tell me how you feel. How do you feel right now? Like some people are scared to tell how they feel right now. That's not me. I want to hear how you feel. If you feel sad, I'm going to be like, why are you sad today? Or if you're happy, I'm like, whoa, you're extremely happy today. Why? Plus, I am super open with my emotions. I am the type of guy who does not really care about your autistic behaviors, and I'm a super open person. I'm the guy who won't care if you get into my personal space a little bit and you don't realize it. I'm just super open. Like, if you want to, this is going to be funny if you want it, or it may not, but if you put your hand over my nose, I'm not going to care. Finally, I am very affectionate. I am a guy who likes to give hugs. I'm a hugger, and when I hug you, that is my way of either saying hi to you, or comforting you and being friendly. I even hug guys. I mean, I'm a hugger. I'm a hugger. I'm friendly. I like hugs. I'm super touchy. I just love hugs. Hug life, man. Woohoo! Those tricks have worked. And I have friends right now, and I'm not going to mention their name because of slander, but they do have specific traits I would like to talk about. Now, these traits, I want you guys to understand, these are the type of traits that you should find when you go out in the world and you guys make those friends. But before I do, I would like to mention one person. His name is Jojo Purcell. Jojo has been my cousin for how long? Answer. Since birth. We've known each other for a long time. We've had each other's back. We love each other. We're cousins. We have each other's back. We love each other. He's welcome into the Sam Mitchell family any day. But we're close. We care. We love. We have each other's back every day. And we make sure of that. Now, granted, we don't get to talk that much, but I love him. I love my cousin. I love JoJo. Now, on to the traits. The first trait is you should find friends that will treat you like a brother. My friend that I have right now is my best friend in the whole wide world. He is my brother. And he's also motivated. Find friends that are extremely motivated. He has his struggles, but he's motivated to push through them every day. I see it in his eyes. He does struggle, but he's motivated. He motivates when he goes public speaking. He is motivated to make those grades. He is motivated to challenge himself every single day of his life. He has desire. He has passion. He is desired to fight every day, to fight through his pain, to fight to get to college. He has desire to fight. He even has desire to pass his classes. He has desire to make it into this world. He has desire to live his life to the fullest. So make sure you find friends who will treat you like family, who will be motivated and have desire. Another trait or type of friend that I would try to find is opposite of you. Okay, I have a friend right now, and I'm crazy. I'm wild. I would do cartwheels all over my roof if I would. But my friend who I made is very prim, proper. He's a very conservative man, but a nice guy. I mean, they always say opposites attract, and they do, because we get along so well. When you see us together, yeah, we might be opposite people, but we get along so well. I mean, we don't get to talk that much, but we get along so well. He's a good man, and he's a good friend, and a friend that I would want to have. Also, find friends that will help you. Find friends that will help you through those tough times. Find friends you could go to as a source. Find friends you could trust. Make sure you find those friends that you can go to when you're having a bad day. Find those friends that will comfort you when you're having a bad day. Find those friends who you could cry on your shoulders with. Just find those friends who you can trust and go to when you need help. Also, find friends who are pretty and beautiful in and out, but also make sure that what you see on the outside is also not what you see on the inside. Make sure that you have friends that are beautiful in and out, and make sure that person has a heart of gold. Also, go with your heart, because the friend that I made, my mom did not think it would work out. Okay, I didn't believe her. I went with my heart, and he is one of my good friends today. We stuck with each other. I stuck with my heart. I went with it. I didn't listen to people. I knew it would work. I knew it. I stuck to my gut. I stuck to my heart. I put my foot down, and look where it ended up pretty darn well. Another thing you could do is find friends that have similar struggles, different struggles. Okay, there are tons of kids that have struggles in this world. Give them a chance, okay? My friend has some struggles in this world, okay? I gave him the chance. He fights for him every day. He is my man. You know, they say with Becky Lynch is the man. She's not the man. He's the man. He is the man. He's my main man because he fights for it every day. He fights to understand the social world. I wish I could help him more, but I will help him as much as I can. Also, maybe find people who are quiet, because here's the deal. If you are a quiet person, that's going to make me actually a little interested in you, because I'm going to feel like that you're a hidden gem, because the quiet ones are always the smarter ones. And one of my friends is a very quiet human being, but I thought he was based on his looks and based on his likability, I thought he was likable. And boy enough, sure he was. And I thought he was interesting, and boy, he sure was. And that friend who I have is actually pretty chill, but I'm not going to watch a horror movie with him ever. Another good trait you could find is find someone who actually has a higher level ability than you. One of my friends is a very sharp kid. Okay, he is smart. He passed the math I-step and the English I-step. He is so freaking smart. He's an honor student, okay? That does not mean, though, because they're honor students, they won't be your friend. No. Just because he's an honor student does not mean he'll be friends with someone who is at a different thinking level. If you find the right honor student, they do have a big heart. And this kid is so freaking smart. He's probably the second closest thing to Albert Einstein. Maybe try to find friends who are blunt. This actually works for me because I'm a blunt human being. And here's the deal. This friend, even though he's blunt sometimes, he does have a big heart. And I can tell that. He does smart off sometimes, like me. And I think that's why my friends are so much alike. But I can tell his heart is the size of his height. Another trait to look for is maturity. Okay, this means that sometimes autistic people are not the maturest. But here's the deal. If you find the right person who is more mature than you, they will become your friend. I mean, granted, they may not have the similar carenesses like you do, but they do care about you, and they do care, and they're so mature that they might actually teach you simple life lessons in a way that you may not understand. Subsequently, find friends that sometimes take more time or effort, that are worth it in the long run. Because I have a friend right now who's so nice, and I wish we could do more, but we have to kind of stick in a bubble. But he's worth it. He took some more time and some effort. At the end of the run long, it was worth it. And he's one of the greatest people that I know. Also, find friends that are athletes. Because here's the deal. Although I do not play sports, I have friends right now that they do play sports and do have different interests and are just so uptight with basketball and football and baseball. And that's okay, because even though they're athletes, they still would probably go watch a movie with me at some point in my lifetime. Again. Also, find people that show positive emotions, because toward you at least. They may not show positive emotions towards others, but find people that will show happy and good emotions toward you. And sometimes think with their heart, because sometimes this brain of ours can get to us. But this friend of mine shows positive emotions towards me, and sometimes thinks with heart instead of head. Also, find people who are beautiful inside out, but also maybe find someone who respects the world of abilities and disabilities, because this friend of mine is a smart human being, not like Albert Einstein 2.0, but like a smart person, an honor student, but she respects the world of those abilities, but she also respects the world of disabilities, because she understands that everyone doesn't think at the same level. She understands that autism is a big deal, and that autism struggles with social cues, and understands that autism we develop certain behaviors and that we can't help. But she gets them. She understands them. She won't judge it. She's not a judgy person. She respects the world of disabilities, and that's something I can ever more respect. And I am proud to say that she's my friend because of that reason. Maybe you could also find friends that are associated with other friends, because this friend of mine loved my mother, and I got to meet her, and we instantly clicked. She was so close to my mom that it was kind of like a domino effect, because mom meets friend meets Sam, and it just happened. So but maybe you could use that and find friends who are associated with your other friends, because you may hit off with some of those other friends. You never know until you try. Don't just focus on that friend you are interested in, maybe try to make friends with her friends or his friends, because I bet you one of them would probably work out. This is a very similar one to one I mentioned before, but find friends that are introverted, because sometimes, because they're so busy in school, they're extremely introverted. Like I said, they're reserved, they're quiet. And this friend of mine is very quiet, but when you get this person outside of school, she's extremely extroverted, and she's happy, she's outgoing. She will be happy to tell you the truth, and she's a happy person, and I can just tell that. Another thing that I want you to try is, friends happen unexpectedly, but don't run away from them just because they happen unexpectedly. Like, I have a friend that happened unexpectedly because she is my tutor right now, and I was expecting it because I was going to think it's just going to be like a tutor and student bond, but over the summer, I got extremely interested in this person, and I want to be your friend. So we kept that tutor and student bond, but I got to start the steps of being her friend. And it's worked out good. I mean, she is an amazing tutor. She will help me with my homework, and I'm very proud to call this person my friend. And I think you know who you are. The final thing I want to talk about is I had a friend right now who I kind of had to give up on and take a break from because it just wasn't working. I don't think it was the right time at the moment. It wasn't a good time for us, but I came back to it, and we did click it off. It was like a snap. And right now, I just hope to see that this friend of mine, I hope our friendship can continue to grow, and I'm excited to figure out what the future holds for us. That's all for friends, but there's more to talk about. Now I would like to talk about the friendship story. Now, in a previous episode, I didn't mention it briefly, but I like to go into detail. In my eyes, my story is an inspiration. I apologize if you don't think it is, but in my eyes, it is an inspiration. Because I have came a long way. I'm a little frustrated that it took about 16 years for it, but like they say, better late than never, right? So, from kindergarten to 7th grade, I was like the weird kid who just could not fit in. I wanted to so bad, but I was on the struggle bus. I kept trying, but I just got looked at, and I was looked at, and everyone thought I was weird. And everyone at the time would have thrown me in the ditch, and would just left me there. And I kept trying, like I said before, I kept trying, but no matter what I did, it just wouldn't work. So I was like, I'm done, and I just gave up with friends. Now we get to 8th grade, I had several people on my back, but only because they liked my mom. My mom was and still is a teacher, and they liked her, and I had several acquaintances, but no real true friends. But I was smart enough to see that they only had my back because of liking my mom. That was very annoying because I wanted to have true friends. I want to have real people, not fake people. But I took what I had which was a hard thing because I knew it was true. It wasn't a true feeling, but I just had to take what I had. Now we get to freshman year, and whoo-wee, man, that was the worst year of mine. It was awful. It was so bad. I felt like everyone just kicked me out, and I was basically stabbed in the back with my class. And honestly, I fell into a depression. I was in a depressed mood. I even felt like my teachers didn't understand me at that time, and that just made me mad because the people that are supposed to understand you is teachers, and that just made me sad that they didn't. And that just made me even more depressed, and I was depressed and sad. I felt like I was a sorrow to this world. I just fell into depression. But I also had my reasons, because I wanted to get my feet wet with freshman year, and I want to focus on my academics and studies, and I also did not feel ready for a friend mentally. And I knew I had to do something for friends and for me mentally because I want to know who I was. So I decided to take a brain trip, which I will make a later episode on, and I will make that episode in the future. Now we go after that brain trip, and I learned how to be social, and I learned some new policies. An example would be 102 episode, Honesty versus Bluntness. And I felt change. I felt like it was the new Sam, and the new Sam had more confidence in himself. I was more happy and felt more secure and not had to live in a little bubble. He felt more happy and he felt like he could just take a fresh breath and smell roses. Because right now, I'll be honest with you, The old Sam, the scared Sam, is dead. The new Sam is now. But however, the new Sam had some stuff that he needed to learn. Because what happened is during that brain trip and sophomore year, I developed an ego. And honestly, was an arrogant turd. I seriously was. And I thought it was so far, I even thought I was the best in the world. Now we get to present, junior year, and this is after I calm my ego down. I now know who I am. I am one friendly human being. I am one guy who fights for my rights. I am one annoying turd sometimes. I am a guy who likes music. I'm a guy who likes to play pinball. And I am Sam Mitchell. So that's enough about the friendship story. Now let's talk about relationships, aka getting the girl of your dreams. People with autism want love too. All of us want love. The ones who have autism, the ones who have OCD, the ones who just uniquely different, the ones with schizophrenia want love. Everybody wants love. Even me. I want love. Now, ladies, I am single, so hit me up if you wish. But anyway, back to the point. Each autistic kid has their own strategy to find love. Some strategies all work out. Okay, everyone in this world probably works out at some point. But what I learned is women love muscles. So if you're autistic and you're the type of guy who likes to work out, get them muscles. Another strategy that might work is play a musical instrument or play a guitar. According to my dad, women love men who play guitar or play musical instrument. I don't know if it's just because the sound of it. I don't know if it's because it's just soothing. Maybe because it makes them more calm. I don't know. Maybe it's because music's just good to the ears. I don't know. But maybe music is a way to get the girls because they enjoy music. And they especially like men playing music. Another strategy that you can use is courteous gestures. That means like you probably heard like holding the door open for a woman, saying please and thank you. Or being proper. Using your manners basically. Women love men who have good manners. Because they probably don't want a slob. Now, granted, I'm a little bit of a slob, but I do also have my manners. Like, I say please and thank you for everything. I may not have the best table manners, but I do have, like, good manners and I do have courteous gestures, and I am, if I say myself, a true gentleman. Another idea you could do is save up money, because women love men who are rich and have that cha-ching, because they want to share the money with you. They want all that money, too. And if you're rich and you could buy some stuff that us middle class people can't, then that woman's going to probably fall in love with you because of all the things you have. But not just because of your money, but make sure you also have a good personality too. Make sure you have money / being a good human. The final strategy that you could use is learn to cook, because women like men who can cook. Because when a woman comes home from work, they probably don't want to do anything. If you are a good cook, surprise her with dinner or maybe breakfast in bed, because they will love that. And if you can cook, that's on your side. That seriously is. Trust me. Because I've heard people say that cooking has helped them get their girl. Now, my strategy is a great sense of humor, because I love to laugh. And I think laughness is the cure for anger and dark side of this world, because it takes your mind off what you're mad about or stressed about or what's so bad about this world. And if I say myself, like I said in Sam's stories, I'm a pretty funny guy. Now, my final point I'd like to make is if you do not feel mentally ready to get a girlfriend or go on a date, then do not. That's really okay, man. Some people who are not autistic even choose to be single. The choice of being single is yours. I am single right now, and if I want to go on a date, then I'll choose that. But you get to pick between either being single or go mingle. That's your call. So if you want to do it, though, then have at it, but just make sure you're mentally ready. Make sure that your brain is mentally ready, and make sure yourself is ready. In conclusion, you can make friends and you can get a girlfriend if you just put yourself out there, and you actually uniquely keep failing. I know it's weird, but here's the deal. The more you fail, the more you're showing me and you're showing others that you are trying. Now, don't keep failing and keep failing. Don't fail for the rest of your life, because eventually, someone will be out there for you, friend-wise or relationship-wise. It just requires patience and time, which I am working on with you guys. But I think, as a whole, we can work on it together. Well, that'll be all for us today. I hope you guys learned something about making friends and getting the girlfriend. And I want you guys right now to go make some friends or go get a girlfriend. Thanks for joining me for this episode. Please tune in for another episode coming in very soon. I hope you enjoyed listening to me ramble. Thank you very much.